Right now on KGW Plus, a grand jury clears 3 Portland police officers of criminal wrongdoing after a man died while in their custody. But first,
we were really paranoid that we weren't going to make it, but luckily we're going to get there.
The government is back open, but impacts from the shutdown linger at airports all across the country, including here in Portland. Plus,
it really makes soccer what we like is a year-round sport.
Major League Soccer makes a big change to the calendar. White Timber fans say it's been a long time coming. And later,
I'm trusting you with an endangered species.
wow.
Don't drop him.
Oh, geez. Okay, I'm going second hand underneath. That endangered species right there is the Mazama newt, and the only place you'll find them is at Crater Lake. Coming up at 7:45, a new Drew at the Zoo explains why this unique salamander is in danger and what's being done to save them. The 7 o'clock hour of Sunrise kicks off right now.
good morning, and thank you for joining us live at 7 o'clock. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. What do you say as we bring Chris and Rod into the mix? Everyone who is ready for the weekend, please raise your hand. There we go. All 4 on board. Rod, Chris, jumping for joy. Rod, what we need from you right now is a Friday forecast.
Yeah, not a bad day. It's still really mild out. Some of you are in the 40s, but a lot of us are still sitting at 50, 51 degrees. Here's a live shot at Salem, and you can see the roads look wet. We've had some scattered showers overnight. A low cloud base, too. There are some fog pockets to be found. There's that mild temp, 52 degrees. No fog here. You're looking out over mostly cloudy skies in Washington County from the Reserve Vineyards and Golf Club out in Aloha. Temperature 52 degrees, again, very mild. And we have a break in the cloudiness over downtown Portland, 52 degrees, very mild. All right, to the bus stop we go. So mainly dry out the door. A reminder that the radar we rely on from the National Weather Service is not functioning, so I don't have eyes on if there is a shower or two scattered about. We continue a scattered shower threat today, but we expect lots of dry time, and temperatures will be upper 50s to about 60 degrees again. Here's Chris.
Mild stuff. All right, Rod, let's get you out to North Plains. I do have some trouble right now on the Sunset eastbound Highway 26 between North Plains and Hillsborough. A crash just east of Jackson School Road. It's kind of hard to see there off in the distance, but the headlights there. This vantage point is from Brookwood Parkway, so we're looking to the west, and you can see the eastbound drive and the on-ramp there from Jackson School Road. We've got certainly some slowing there. Our speed sensors show 8 miles an hour getting through that stretch of road. So one slow spot there. Otherwise, the rest of the freeway system is generally in pretty good shape. Rod mentioned some fog. Let's take you down to Wilsonville. I think you can see a little bit of fog here on the camera lens. That or the camera's just out of focus, but in any event, not really impacting the drive too harshly just yet. Your I-5 commute out of Clark County getting a little bit busier at the Interstate Bridge, but so far we're getting in from Main Street in about 10 minutes. So, guys, no major freeway problems out there just yet.
All right, Chris, let's get to our top story here at 7 o'clock. Talking about the government shutdown. Government services are back to normal now following the end of the longest shutdown in U.S. history.
Which means hundreds of thousands of furloughed workers will have to address the more than 6-week backlog of work. For others, they're waiting to get paid for all the time spent working without a paycheck. And there's a chance that we could see this all play out again. The agreement President Trump signed into law Wednesday evening only funds most of the government through January. Now, what's not back to normal yet is air travel, with a shortage of air traffic controllers who worked without pay or called in sick for the last 6 weeks.
Yesterday, Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem announced a $10,000 bonus for TSA agents who provide a, quote, exemplary service. Exemplary service is defined as not calling out during the shutdown and also picking up extra shifts to help fill the gaps created by staffing shortages. We had a news crew at the Portland airport yesterday where TSA lines were moving smoothly and travelers, for the most part, seemed to be in good spirits.
Our flight from here to Denver wasn't affected, but the Denver to Orlando flight was. And so Southwest rebooked us for a later flight so that our layover wasn't too long. So I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, we were a little nervous, but I was like, you know what, let's just go for it, because sometimes it can be inflated, and let's see. And it's worked out so far.
According to flypdx.com, there are 18 flight cancellations on the board for today. Most of them are either Alaska or Horizon flights. That number could always change, so definitely check your flight status before you head to the airport.
While airlines are optimistic that they can get back on track within a few days, the regional director of the Air Traffic Controllers Union told us that it could take months for air travel to return to normal. She expects the ongoing 6% reduction in flights to continue through the holidays and points out that controllers were already at critical staffing before the shutdown. She says many workers were forced to take other jobs to pay their bills, and now she's worried some won't return.
The impacts of the government shutdown are really unknown at this point. It's going to take a few months until our pay and we're made whole and all of those issues are rectified, as well as what does that look like for trainees that were coming into this profession.
But there's more here. It turns out that many controllers in the Northwest took early retirement and new controller training stopped. So you can watch our full interview with the director on Straight Talk this weekend or anytime on our free TV app, KGW+.
Some local law enforcement agencies have turned off a camera system that's been used to investigate crimes because a judge ruled that images from the cameras are available to everyone. The cameras are made by a company called Flock Safety, and they're installed on public streets. The sheriff's office in Skamania County says they've used them to solve crimes and also to find missing people. But opponents of these cameras say they're being used to track people, calling them an invasion of privacy. A Superior Court judge also ruled that all images from these cameras are public records, so in other words, they're accessible to all. That's when the Skamania County Sheriff's Office decided to turn them off.
The concern with the public here is that they feel like their information is being exposed to us unnecessarily, but now people can do records requests for any reason from anywhere and get the same information we had. And that's concerning to us because we're trying to keep this information secure and safe.
The sheriff's office says while the cameras are off at this point, they're not taking them down, at least not yet. City officials in Woodburn also turned off the same system of cameras there. Oregon Senator Ron Wyden is now calling on all cities in the state and police agencies to rethink their use, saying Flock Safety cannot guarantee privacy. All right, contract negotiations between OHSU and thousands of its workers continue to drag on.
Yeah, the two sides have been bargaining for close to a year now, but earlier this month, the union declared an impasse. So Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joins us live. Thomas, you spoke with OHSU's president about the negotiations.
Yeah, that's right. OHSU President Dr. Sharif Elenahal says that he hopes to have these negotiations wrapped up in a contract signed in the next 2 months. That's still a long ways away for people working without that contract right now. That's painters, custodians, even pharmacists and therapists. For more than almost a year now, they've been pushing for higher wages and a better contract overall. Union representatives tell us that some of their lowest paid union workers are making just $18 an hour. By the end of the contract, they'd like to see all workers make at least $27 an hour. OHSU has said that they are pushing to reach an agreement that honors workers while also ensuring its own financial stability.
Our bargaining teams are negotiating in good faith, and we really want to get to a deal. I anticipate that we will. And so I'm optimistic that we'll be able to get to a good contract for our members.
So Elenahal optimistic, union representatives not so much. They could strike soon. A strike authorization vote started Sunday and will be open until next Tuesday. That's right before the next mediation session is scheduled. Union leaders say while it's heartening to hear Elenahal believes a deal can be reached in the near future, they say they just haven't seen that same sentiment amongst the bargaining team for OHSU when they're negotiating. Also, important to note here, if you're a patient, you might be wondering, okay, what does this mean for my services if I need to go to OHSU, if I have an appointment coming up? We asked OHSU that question. They say that any bargaining, if there is a strike as well, shouldn't have any impact on patient care. Drew, China.
Our Thomas Schultz reporting live for us this morning. Thank you, Thomas. All right, your time now is 7:08. We are taking a live look out from our Pioneer Courthouse Square Skycam. The bricks, they look a little wet there, Rodney Hill.
They do look wet. We've been reminding you that the National Weather Service radar here in Portland is still not functioning. So we don't have the normal eyes on things. And we know that the limited reporting sites we have been saying mainly dry for the last handful of hours. But clearly there's been some rain. The streets in Salem look wet and the bricks are wet, to China's point. Snoqualmie Casino Resort in Lake City currently dry, mostly cloudy skies showing up, and they've got the lights turned on for the Christmas tree this morning as they're getting ready for their zoo lights up in the West Hills there. Temperature Temperature 49 degrees outside. Very comfortable indeed. Some breaks in the cloudiness over downtown Portland, and out of PDX it's 52. So again, another really mild start. It is raining up in Seattle. If you're traveling that way, about the time you hit Chehalis and then certainly into Olympia and Tacoma, it's been steady rain this morning for the last handful of hours. It's actually a stalled out front up in this area. We've had some rain over Long Beach, 29, 107 inches has fallen going back to yesterday, but reporting very light, if any, rain currently in that region. Now, other than that, everybody says they're dry. Bend's at 43 this morning. Cascade Passes mainly looking at dry conditions at this hour as well. And of course, they're nice and clean with the mild weather. This afternoon, shower chances continue. On the west side, the best chance will be northward, Astoria, Kelso, Longview. It's very possible that Portland stays mainly dry. Very possible that Salem sees a mainly dry day. I don't see any rain in central or eastern Oregon either. And look at Pendleton, 60 degrees. Albany, 60. Portland, 59. Look for increasing showers overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow afternoon, there's a shower threat, but dry time. Sunday afternoon shows potential to be rainy. That's unclear right now, but that's the best potential for a rainy period for your weekend. Again, Sunday afternoon. That's your update. Here's Chris.
Rod, thank you for that. Let's take you back out to the west side. We do have some trouble between North Plains and Hillsborough. Highway 26 eastbound. ODOT and emergency responders dealing with a crash east of Jackson School Road. I think you can see the on-ramp there in the distance and the flashing lights and whatnot. So there's a little bit of local slowing getting around that. And as a reminder, of course, you're required by law to slow down and or move over to protect emergency responders and anyone maybe in a disabled vehicle on the side of the road. So just be aware of that as you hit the freeway drive. Outside of that, no major trouble out there. Rod mentioned some fog south of town. Here's a look in Wilsonville. You can see a little fog showing up there, but otherwise we're off to a pretty good start this morning. An early heads up for next week. Monday night is another I-5 closure. It's a full closure both directions from the Markham Bridge down to the Twilliger Curves as ODOT continues that sign bridge installation. The traffic solution around that, if you're on the roads late overnight Monday into early Tuesday morning, will be to use Barber Boulevard. China, there are more closures coming up throughout the month of November, and we'll be sure to highlight each one as they appear.
Thank you, Chris. And still ahead on Sunrise, we're taking a look at a few holiday events around Portland as the Rose City prepares to get into the holiday spirit. Then later, a bizarre joyride in Canada. Police say a man hopped behind the wheel of the bus and drove off. Coming up, why passengers say they had no idea he had stolen the bus that they were riding on and how long it took police to stop him.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
We are less than 2 weeks from Thanksgiving, which means we're like 41 days away from Christmas. I'm not good at math at all.
I know this much.
Yeah.
Once Thanksgiving hits, the holiday happenings will head into high gear. So we have Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson talking all things holidays this morning down at Pioneer Courthouse Square. Corey, what do you have for us?
Well, good morning, Drew. China, yeah, the Christmas season officially here, and that means a lot of events taking place to get you into the holiday spirit. So jumping into some of those, today the Portland Holiday Market returns for its 5th year. You can explore hundreds of artists and vendors, festive workshops, and family-friendly fun at the Portland Expo Center. That's over the next 3 days, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, starting at 10 a.m., going until 7 p.m. Now, then there's the Winter Wonderland at Portland International Racetrack. That's where you can stay in your car, cruise around on that racetrack, looking at beautiful Christmas lights. It's definitely a sight to see. And speaking of lights, the Oregon Zoo's Brew Lights event is set to happen today and tomorrow. But don't forget, it is a 21 plus event. You can cut loose without the kiddos or daytime crowds and enjoy dozens of breweries, cideries, live music, food carts, all the things. Is definitely a good time. Then Zoo Lights for all the family fun is set for next Friday, the 21st. Also happening on the 21st, head on over to the Silverton Christmas Market that opens up that day. Next week, more events include the Piddock Mansion. You can stop by there to look at festive displays created by their volunteer decorators. On Wednesday, this past Wednesday, Portland's Christmas tree officially arrived to the square. Now, I was here for that arrival, and it was definitely magical. A lot of families came out to enjoy seeing it arrive in. Now, it needs to be built up over the next 2 weeks with 9,500 lights. A lighting crew is going to come in and take care of that. And so in just a few short weeks, you can come back when Santa flips the switch on those lights to light it up. The day after Thanksgiving, that's November 28th, he'll flip the switch at 5:30. And if you do love coming down to the square, more events are also taking place as we get further into December. That includes the 11th annual Great Figgy Pudding Caroling Competition, which sounds like a great time. That's set to take place December 12th from 6 to 8 p.m. So we are officially in the holiday spirit. Lots of events taking place for everyone and their family to be a part of during China.
Corey, you kindly let us tell our viewers about one more holiday event. Thank you for saving this one. We're talking about the Great Toy Drive. Yep, that's happening right now, as a matter of fact, as we take a live look this morning inside the toy box. Some of your donations already starting to fill up the box, but we do need more. If you want to drop off a new unwrapped toy, you can do so at these locations: any IQ credit union, any local Toyota dealership, or any Fred Meyer store.
Your time now is 7:17. You were asking how long it is until Christmas?
Yes.
41 days?
41
days.
And Thanksgiving, the tree lighting is 2 weeks from tonight.
Exactly right, Rod Hill.
Black Friday is coming up. My shopping fingers are getting excited.
Easy, girl, easy. All right, here's a look at some headlines that allow me to tell you the story for the weekend. Today, mainly dry. Is there a shower threat? Yes. But most of the time, you're just going to find dry weather. Increasing rain to some degree, I think, is likely this evening or overnight into tomorrow morning. There's a weakening warm front that should throw some thicker cloud cover our direction. And then Saturday goes on to see some light showers scattered about. This is not a sure thing, but there is a second front, and the model I trust the most brings it in late Sunday. So if that's the case, Sunday afternoon is the best bet to find a window of time where it's just raining outside. So we'll see. It's going to be mild. Weekend snow levels are 6,000 feet and higher. There's a front up to our north this morning. This front is not going to march toward us. It's going to hold to our north, but it is the reason that there's a lot of rain right now up in Seattle. This is that push of warmer air that I think has a chance to bring some increasing rain into our region overnight tonight. We've had rain over the Long Beach Peninsula. It's interesting, when I check surface observations up here, it just looks like it's cloudy with maybe some really light stuff in the air. Other than that, remember the Portland radar is not functioning, so I don't know if we have a shower scattered about. I can tell you all these surface observation sites, the airports say, nope, we're dry. This doesn't show much rain. It shows some rain this morning up around Astoria and maybe later today in Longview, but it basically holds from Portland down to Eugene, mainly dry. Now, what you just saw is a little push of increasing moisture overnight into tomorrow morning. That's not much Saturday. Here comes some increasing rain right here up the valley Sunday. I mean, again, none of this, it's all pretty weak. So we'll see what we end up with or not. But I really think the best bet for rain in any given spot will be Sunday afternoon and evening. Here's a look at the Salem sky camera. Streets are wet. Clearly there's been some rain there overnight, and the cloud deck is low, not really foggy in town, but low clouds. 52 is the number. There's a nice pretty break in the clouds out on the west side, reserve areas and Golf Club in Aloha. Temperatures are upper 40s to 50 degrees, generally speaking, and today's high 59. We talked about the weekend, 60 tomorrow, 56 Sunday. Finally, we will be getting into some colder nights. Tuesday morning, 42, Wednesday, 40. If Portland's 40 Wednesday morning, that means somebody in the valley could be 33. So colder nights returning next week, Chris.
Hey, Rod, thank you for that. Back out to Washington County, an earlier crash on Highway 26 eastbound between North Plains and Hillsborough. Looks like that's cleared now. You can see the backup that we had out there. That's, by the way, that's the Jackson School Road on-ramp to Highway 26 eastbound. Looks like traffic is flowing again better in that direction. So I think we're closing the book on that one. We'll head down to Wilsonville. Again, Rod mentioned some patchy fog, and we can see some on the ODOT camera here. This is from Wilsonville Road. The headlights in that shot heading northbound on I-5. So far, though, really light volume, which is typically the case on a Friday morning. We like to say Friday light. Sounds like Friday night, Friday light. Light on the volume and easy on the traffic times for right now. Drew?
All right, thank you, Chris. Coming up here on the Sunrise Show, the latest on the push by lawmakers in D.C. to release the full Epstein files and reaction to that push from President Trump.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
New details continue to emerge from the more than 20,000 documents released from the estate of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
It comes as President Donald Trump continues to distance himself from the controversy. NBC's Peter Alexander has the details.
This morning, the Jeffrey Epstein fallout is growing after the release of tens of thousands of documents from the late sex offender's estate. Now a push for more transparency, including from some in the president's own party.
I don't think this is going to go away, and as a moral principle, I think they ought to release the records.
President Trump, for the second straight day, ignoring questions about their friendship. Shortly after the materials were released on Wednesday, the president, who's never been accused of any wrongdoing linked to Epstein, dismissed it as a hoax. Now, for the first time since the House Oversight Committee made the documents public, we're hearing from the family of Virginia Roberts Giuffre, one of Epstein's most vocal accusers, who died by suicide this year. The White House revealing Giuffre was the victim whose name had been redacted in a newly released email, in which Epstein claims she spent hours at his home with Mr. Trump. Giuffre's brother, Sky Roberts, speaking to NBC's Hallie Jackson about her name being revealed.
I just want to remind President Trump and the White House that survivors are not political toys.
Giuffre never accused the president of wrongdoing, and in her posthumous memoir said Mr. Trump couldn't have been friendlier. The new documents also show the depth of Epstein and Trump's bitter falling out. In this 2018 exchange, Epstein suggesting he had potentially damaging information on the president, writing, "It's wild because I'm the one able to take him down." The controversy is unlikely to go away anytime soon, with Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson saying a vote on releasing the Justice Department's Epstein files will take place next week, something Epstein's accusers tell NBC News they have long been calling for.
We are representing survivors that have never had a voice.
Now to your morning rush. A federal jury in Chicago has ordered Boeing to pay more than $28 million to the family of a person killed in the 737 MAX plane crash in Ethiopia in 2019. The verdict is the first in dozens of lawsuits filed after the crash and another MAX plane crash in 2018 in Indonesia. Those crashes combined killed a total of 346 people. A Canadian man is facing charges after he allegedly stole a bus in Ontario. So listen to this. This whole thing began when the real driver stopped and got out to take a break. That's when the suspect got on the bus and drove off. Authorities said passengers on board initially thought he was the real bus driver because he still made stops. In fact, he denied entry to one passenger who had an expired bus pass. Police safely stopped the unscheduled ride after 15 minutes and took the man into custody. And Walmart announced this morning that their CEO for over a decade, Doug McMillon, is retiring next year. His resignation comes amid a tumultuous time for retailers as spending is down, hurting the industry's bottom lines. And that's your Morning Rush.
Coming up here at 7:30, Intel under scrutiny. The state of Oregon wants to know why it took the company so long to report a recent round of layoffs back in September. Also in our next half hour, training the next generation of mental health workers. We're going to look at the high school class that's helping kids chart a possible career path.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
We are coming up on 7:29 on your Friday morning commute, and you know what? Looks like a Friday out there. There's not a whole lot of trouble on the roads. Happy to tell you that. Southbound I-5, a little slow rolling in and out of Arbor Lodge down towards I-405 and the Fremont Bridge. But as we check out the drive times here, again, really in pretty good shape. 11 minutes right now gets you in from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge and elsewhere. A 16-minute commute right now to get in from Hillsborough. About half of what it would be this hour of a Thursday morning drive, Rod.
Yeah, remember yesterday with the rain, it was a mess out there. So yeah, mucho better. Snookwood's Casino Resort camera in Lincoln City, cloudy skies. Right now dry in Lincoln City, 56 degrees. And it's been dry at least in the city center of Portland as of late as well. We actually have some breaks in the cloud cover. It's 52 degrees. This is another day with a shower threat, but overall, I would expect your day, if you're outdoors all day, to be mainly dry. 57 degrees at noon. We could get up to about 59 for a high. Rain chances with mild temperatures continue this weekend. Sunday afternoon is probably the best chance overall to see any widespread raindrops coming down.
China Green, with your permission, I'd like to start this half hour of the show with baseball.
Okay.
Okay, here we go, baseball. Mariners catcher Cal Raleigh coming up short in his bid for this year's American League Most Valuable Player Award. Yankee slugger Aaron Judge won MVP again, getting 17 first-place votes to Raleigh's 13. But Cal was an all-MLB first-team selection, leading all of Major League Baseball with 60 home runs, the most ever by a catcher and a switch hitter.
Wow.
The National League MVP, by the way, went to Dodgers superstar Shohei Ohtani. It's the second year in a row for Shohei and his fourth MVP overall. The boys were talking, China. The boys were talking a moment ago about the MVP. So Cal Raleigh leads all of baseball with 60 homers, led the American League in RBI, but he falls short to Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge did lead the league in hitting.
New York bias.
Maybe, but he hit 330. Which may not mean a lot to a lot of people, but he hit 330 to go with his 55 home runs. So close. I still would have given it to the catcher. What do you say? The catcher should get it.
Catcher should get it.
Yeah.
And he was the only one of the two carrying that thing in his hand. What do you
Yeah,
call
the
that?
trident.
Yeah, the trident. Yeah, that should count for something. All right, let's get you out the door this morning. We have had some showers scattered overnight, and Chris, give me a nod. Generally, you've seen the roadways are at least damp out there on the cameras from over.
A little less damp.
Chris says they're getting a little less damp. We've been more dry than not for the past handful of hours. It is raining up in Seattle. Realize if your plans take you that direction, it's wet. Now, this looks wet on the streets, right? This is in Salem. But no reported rain at McNary Field over the past handful of hours for you folks. 52, our live camera. And there's a break in the cloudiness over downtown Portland, the Willamette, nice and quiet, still water, and really crazy mild, 52 degrees. Another day in the 50s to maybe somebody hit 60, 57 at noon, 57 to 5 o'clock. The ongoing shower threat, but again, if you're going to be outside working all day, most of the time you'll find dry weather. Here is Chris.
I was looking for an excuse not to rake the leaves today. All right, guess I don't have it. I-5 through North Portland, a little slow up near Rosa Parks. I'm working hard to find the slow spots out there is where I'm going with this. It's 29 miles an hour right now, the drive near Rosa Parks. And any given Monday through Thursday, the drive would be double as slow, right? So we're in pretty good shape for a Friday morning commute. Here's I-5 south of town, still zipping right along near Capitol Highway, and the drive times reflect that. The commute in from Clark County, maybe a little bit of slowing over the Interstate Bridge, 12 minutes right now. That gets you in from Main Street to the Fremont. China?
Thank you, Chris. Happening now, students at several schools in our area are walking to school in honor of Ruby Bridges.
So it was on this day 65 years ago that 6-year-old Ruby Bridges became the first black child to walk into an all-white school in the South. She made history that day in Louisiana. Meanwhile, this morning we have Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz live in Northwest Portland talking about the Ruby Bridges celebration at Forest Park Elementary.
Hey, good morning, guys. And yeah, it's getting pretty packed out here. We're right outside a coffee shop as that walk is just about to start. I want to step off, show you what we're seeing here. You can see kids all from Forest Park Elementary School getting ready to go on this walk, about a 10-minute walk uphill to their school today, all in honor of Ruby Bridges, who 65 years ago today desegregated schools in Louisiana. I want to show you that footage of when she walked in for the first time. It's stunning to see. You can see her here being escorted by federal marshals into the building. And by walking through those doors, the 6-year-old put a stamp on a court order mandating desegregation in Louisiana schools. As she walked into that school in New Orleans, Bridges was taunted by angry crowds, and she immediately became a symbol of the civil rights movement. And back out here live, that is exactly what everybody's honoring here today, commemorating Bridges and her courage, her family's courage to desegregate those schools in the Deep South 65 years ago today. We've talked to some parents, some kids already. Everybody is really excited and really honored to be able to be a part of this today. Again, that walk just about to kick off here in the next couple of minutes. And it's not just Portland Public that's doing this. Salem Kaiser is also going to walk in Bridges' honor today at 8.
That was Thomas Schultz reporting live for us this morning. We're going to get back to him in just a little bit. But to get you caught up on some other headlines this morning, U.S. Marshals have arrested the third and final person suspected in the killing of a Gresham teenager. In late April, 13-year-old Liam Stanley Bailey was asleep when authorities say a stray bullet came through the wall, killing him. That launched a nationwide manhunt, resulting in the arrest of Anthony Hunter Jr., Xavier Hirsch, and now 17-year-old Terrell Coy, who was taken into custody yesterday afternoon. Intel laid off more than 600 employees back in September, but waited more than 2 months to notify the state. This round of layoffs was directed at the facilities in Aloha and Hillsborough. Now, it's unclear why the filing was delayed until this week, but the tech giant slashed thousands of Oregon jobs this year while scrambling to secure federal investments and close a major deal with NVIDIA. Under the WARN Act, employers are generally required to provide at least a 60-day notice to both employees and state and local representatives for a mass layoff, which applies to employers with more than 100 or more employees.
Unionized Starbucks workers in more than a dozen cities, including Beaverton, held rallies yesterday to coincide with Red Cup Day. That's the day where customers get a free reusable holiday cup. But demonstrators were calling it a Red Cup rebellion. They're calling attention to what they say are unfair labor practices by Starbucks. They accuse the company of union busting and also failing to finalize, that is, a quote, fair union contract despite years of negotiations.
It's just gotten to the point where they're refusing to bring us new proposals, anything that's actually substantial. They know where we stand, they know what we're asking for.
We are the backbone of the company, and simply we are tired of just standing here and taking it.
Starbucks says it stands by the wages they pay and benefits they give and offers. They also say that the union walked away from the bargaining table earlier this year.
Well, changes are coming to the season schedule for the Portland Timbers and all of Major League Soccer.
For starters, instead of teams kicking off the season in February, they're going to kick it off in July, and it will run through May. For more on the changes, here's KGW's Catherine Cook.
A big schedule switch is coming to the pitch. Beginning in 2027, the Portland Timbers and all of Major League Soccer will start their season in July and end it in May. They'll also get a winter break with no matches in January.
Right, it has been a long time coming.
Jamie Wagner works at Goal PDX on Southeast Hawthorne. He's excited for the new schedule and how it aligns with the world's top soccer leagues.
Yeah, I feel it's amazing. It really makes soccer what we like is a year-round sport. You know, there's all these competitions going on throughout the whole world.
The MLS Board of Governors approved the new season structure on Thursday. They noted several advantages, including reducing scheduling conflicts with international games, maximizing player signings with a transfer window that lines up with top leagues, and also moving the playoffs to May will mean less competition for viewership and better weather. Speaking of weather, the MLS plans to limit the number of home matches in December and February for teams in the northern markets.
Again, that was Catherine Cook reporting for us this morning. Again, the big news here, the changes not happening next year. They're going to happen in 2027. So there is some time, Rob, before those changes take effect.
Interesting to see. We're going to hear from the players at some point, I would assume, right? If they go thumbs up or...
No, it's happening.
Well, I know it's happening, but I'm just curious if all the players are like, this sounds great, or some of them are like, man, that's a really long season, which it obviously would be.
It already is, right? I mean, they already start in like end of February and go until almost the start of December.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they do play a long season already. They're just kind of shifting when it starts and ends.
But look at us. We start January 1 and we go until December 31. It's crazy.
Right. We never stop.
It's crazy. All right, here's our satellite radar. Cold front up to our north. You can see the rain up in Seattle. That front is not moving. It's going to stay up north. So I would expect it to be a rainy day up in Seattle more than not. It's been coming down up there for a number of hours at this point. And we've had some rain just kind of nipping around Long Beach and outside of Astoria, but generally outside of a shower or two widely scattered. We've been dry the last handful of hours. Good visibility up in Woodland. This is Lewis River Golf Course. And that looks dry right now. It looks like it's been dry for a while up there along the Lewis River. And from that golf course, here's the Reserve Vineyards and Golf Club out in Washington County, and that's opening up some nice blue skies mixed with the cloudiness right now. Obviously dry, 52 is the temperature. And there's the rising sun now picking itself up above the Columbia, the view from the springs at the waterfront. So good visibility there. Weather not really a factor this morning. And it's, again, really, really mild outside. 52 in Vancouver. It's 47 out in Hillsborough, 49 Sherwood, but 51 in West Lynn, 50 in Troutdale, and it's 52 degrees in Salem. Ranger, by the way, is our KGW pet of the day. Use that email address, petoftheday@kgw.com, and your dog will be, or your pet will be our pet of the day. This morning it's Ranger. 7-day forecast. Still have shower chances into the weekend. To me, if there's a period of time where it's just raining all over the place, it will be Sunday afternoon. That's not a guarantee. That's just the best chance of a really wet window. 59 today, 60 tomorrow, 56 on Sunday. Really comfortable stuff, guys. Back to you. Here's Chris.
Rod, thank you for that. The low clouds kind of starting to settle in into the West Hills, right? So Highway 26, as drivers get up to that, 750-foot level here at Sylvan, they get right up into the cloud cover of the fog. That's about it. I mean, we're working hard to find the slow spots out there this morning. We're in pretty good shape. I-5 right now, the southbound commute from Main Street's 13 minutes to the Fremont Bridge. Elsewhere right now, I-84 inbound from Troutdale, less than 20. So the drive right now in much better shape, of course, than it was yesterday this time. I want to give you an early heads up for next week, Monday night specifically. If you drive I-5, you'll want to know this. It'll be closed overnight, both directions between the Markham Bridge and the Terwilliger exit, as ODOT continues with that overhead sign bridge installation. This is the second in a series of closures. This one again Monday night from 11 p.m. until 5 a.m. Tuesday. Again, it's both directions, full closure, so your traffic solution around that will be Barber Boulevard during the overnight hours. We'll keep you posted as those subsequent closures hit the calendar. Drew, back to you.
All right, thank you, Chris.
All right, you're gonna take this little worm and you're gonna offer him food.
Here you go, Rocky. That is not Rocky, the famous fighter from Philadelphia. That is the fighting Rocky known as a Mazama newt. Now, it is a serious fight for these little guys. They're only found at Crater Lake, but they're also in danger of extinction. We're gonna share their story with the new Drew at the Zoo after this.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
Next stop on the Sunrise Show, the Oregon Zoo. This morning, we're going behind the scenes to look at the effort that's underway to rescue these little guys known as Mazama newts. Now, the Mazama newt is a type of salamander. You see one right there. The only place you're going to find these guys on the face of the earth is at Crater Lake National Park, but the species is in danger of disappearing altogether. We're going to explain why and what's being done to save this unique amphibian in this brand newt edition of Drew at the Zoo.
If you look at these gorgeous tails, this is one of their ways to have a lot of strength to swim in Crater Lake.
From their native home at Crater Lake to the conservation lab at the Oregon Zoo, 30 Mazama newts are now living here to save the entire species. The newts used to be one of the lake's top predators until signal crayfish were introduced as a food source for non-native fish. The crayfish population has exploded, and they not only attack the newts, they also devour their food sources and drive them farther out into the lake where they can be eaten by trout. So, conservationists came up with a plan.
We partnered with the Crater Lake ecologists that were snorkeling in the lake for 2 or 3 days looking for the newts. They were put into special little transport containers. I was the nervous mama in the back of the van watching all 30 of our little newts get to come to their new home. This is Rocky.
Have you ever heard Rocky speak?
No.
I have.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he says, "Hey, yo, Julie, I could use a little breakfast this morning."
The recovery plan includes breeding Mazama newts here at the zoo and eventually releasing them back into Crater Lake. It also requires a way to reduce the crayfish population and learn everything possible about the newts to give them the best chance at survival.
What is their preferred diet? How much do they need to consume every time they eat? When do they reproduce even? How many offspring do they have? Everything that we need to know is going to be learned in this lab. All right, you're gonna take this little worm and you're gonna offer him food.
Here you go, Rocky.
These newts that are here in this lab are potentially among the last of their species. Crater Lake depends on these animals being a part of the ecology of the lake. We don't know what it means if they're not there any longer, but I don't want to find out either. I'm trusting you with an endangered species.
Wow.
Don't drop him.
Oh, geez. Okay, I'm going second hand underneath. I mean, Rob was asking me earlier about the whole crayfish problem. The problem really began about like more than 100 years ago. People said, we want to have fishing at Crater Lake. We want people to come here to the lake to fish. So they stuck 4 different fish populations in the lake that weren't native to the lake. And then they realized we don't have enough food in the lake to feed those fish. So then they brought crayfish in to feed those fish. The crayfish explode in population, and then they start to eat off, basically, the newts that are native to the lake. So it was a man-made problem that now man is trying to fix. And the Oregon Zoo is doing its part to turn that thing around.
Well, I mean, now you think about you go to Crater Lake just to see the lake, just to visually see it, because the color is amazing, right?
Right, but 100 years ago they thought we need something else. We need more fishing here.
Okay, well, I suggest you, if you want to attract people, you just put a chili dog stand on the side. And that's not going to upset the balance of anything.
Nope.
It's going to make people happy. All right, let's get you going. I do have a reminder that it was 1 year ago today, November 14, 2024. People were doing this. They were doing it at Bachelor. They were doing it at Meadows. They were doing it at Timberline. Those 3 big resorts opened up for daily operations and the season was off and running. Now from that, we contrast to this. No snow on the ground. It has been a chillier morning up there. It's been in the 40s lately, but down to 34 this morning. But the models still are not promising for any significant snow between now and Thanksgiving weekend. So if that doesn't change, we not only are we not open on the 14th like we were a year ago, but we're not going to be open over Thanksgiving weekend unless something develops that the models are not picking up on. Now, there is hope for the overall season because I still think December has a chance to be a colder than normal month. A year ago, December was really warm. So maybe December just really gets going and gets going fast. That's still a potential hope. My outlook did find that there's reason to believe, certainly by mid-December, that we're off and running and having a good snowpack season and good snow for the upcoming Christmas, New Year's holiday. But it's certainly a much slower, barren start than 1 year ago. All right, what's going on today? We've got rain in California. We have rain in Seattle. There's a front up here that's stuck. It's not coming our way, but it will continue to rain potentially much of the day up in Seattle. These clouds is a push of warm air, the ones that look like they're kind of trying to spill in, but they're mainly holding out to sea. So if these clouds nudge inland a little bit, which I think they will do tonight, we'll start to pick up rain here in the valley at some point this evening or overnight tonight. All right, back to today, though, 9 o'clock this morning, some rain up around Astoria potentially. Here we are at 4 o'clock this afternoon. It carries some rain, Astoria, Longview area. Very little, if any, rain in Portland and Salem. So between Vancouver, Portland, and Salem, I think it's going to be mainly dry today. There is a shower chance, just most of the time we're going to be dry. The prettiest camera to me this morning is this one because we've had some decent breaks in the cloud cover, pardon me. And there's the Reserve Vineyards and Golf Club in low, and it's mild, 52 degrees. Other temperatures 52 in Portland and Salem and Eugene. It's 49 in Pelton, 48 in John Day. Everybody's above freezing. All right, afternoon temperatures. I don't really see a rain chance in central and eastern areas of our state today, and it's going to be warm, near 60 degrees in many spots. And we'll be near 60 again here in the valley. Some sun breaks, a shower chance, but mainly dry overall. The best opportunity to find just a rainy period for your weekend will be Sunday afternoon into the evening, and that is your forecast for now. Here he comes, Chris McGinnis.
Noted. All right, Rod, let's take you on a little freeway tour here. We're starting off looking at 4 different vantage points here. You can see some fog in the upper boxes. That's I-5 south of town between Wilsonville and Tualatin. The drive in North Portland actually not looking bad. That's on the lower right-hand part of your screen. This is up near Columbia Boulevard. I mean, it's getting busier, but so far, no major trouble there. Let's take you down to Oregon City, zooming in. That drive from Gladstone to Oregon City and Westland, a little slow heading down towards the Abernathy Bridge. 16 miles an hour anyway is what our speed sensors show. And while that does sound slow, it's not nearly as bad as it was yesterday. All right, to the fog over in Tualatin. There we go. This is between Wilsonville and Tualatin, heading up towards Bridgeport Village. The northbound I-5 drive, just a little slow there as well, but not bad. 20 minutes to get in from Wilsonville for this hour. We're doing okay. A lot of folks would love to have that commute Monday through Thursday anyway. China, back to you.
Thank you, Chris. Still to come on Sunrise, planting the seeds to fill a major gap in the healthcare of the future. How local students are being inspired to chase careers in behavioral health and look after each other.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
A Multnomah County grand jury cleared 3 Portland police officers of criminal charges surrounding an in-custody death earlier this summer.
It happened after officers arrested 52-year-old Damon Lamar Smith. Investigative reporter Kyle Boshi has the details and a warning here. The body camera video you're about to see is graphic.
A Multnomah County grand jury cleared Portland police officers of any criminal charges surrounding the in-custody death of 52-year-old Damon Lamar Johnson. Police body cam footage of the June 27th incident shows officers responding to a North Portland apartment. They tried to take Johnson into custody on a mental health-related police hold. The video shows Johnson resisting and struggling with officers. Police eventually got him into handcuffs and restricted his movements.
Take a breath. Breathe. 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 You're okay.
At one point, officers questioned whether he was breathing. Johnson had been restrained in the same position, face down in handcuffs, for 4 minutes.
Damon? Damon? Hey. Damon? Hey, where are the paramedics at? Put him in recovery. Hey, turn him on his side.
Medics arrived and provided CPR before Johnson was transported to the hospital, where he died.
The medical examiner ruled that Mr. Johnson died from prone restraint cardiac arrest with a contributing cause of acute methamphetamine intoxication.
In 2022, our affiliate station in Denver documented 132 prone restraint deaths across the country, costing taxpayers millions of dollars in wrongful death settlements and verdicts.
We're going to do a review of all the actions taken by the officers, make sure they're consistent with our training and our policy.
Portland Police policy is clear. Members shall, when feasible, ensure restrained persons are in a standing, seated, or recovery position, lying on their side. The video shows Damon Johnson face down, in handcuffs, for 4 minutes.
Again, that was Kyle Abosher reporting for us this morning. The 3 police officers, by the way, who were placed on leave during the investigation will soon return to work, but they won't be on patrol until the internal police review is complete. Next story here on the Sunrise Show is about a new class the kids are taking at some Oregon high schools.
It's a behavioral health course meant to spark interest and to eventually boost the ranks of mental health workers. The Oregon Health Authority partnered with 3 school districts on this initiative, and at Sunset High School in the Beaverton School District, enrollment in the program tripled this year.
Doing the job without actually being in the field doing it has really helped me to kind of understand just what we're looking out for, like what could be a possibility in the future.
This was really an opportunity to work with folks much earlier in their career decision path and get them interested in this, what could be really rewarding but difficult work.
Students from 6 other high schools are also able to take the bus just for this class. And starting next year, internships will be made available for second-year students. KGW Sunrise continues live on KGW Plus and ahead at 8. While the government shutdown has ended, air travel is not back to normal yet. We check in with the conditions at PDX.
Of course, we're also getting ready for the weekend. Rod Hill will be back on board at the top of the hour with a look at not only your Friday forecast, but Saturday and Sunday as well. Chris McGinnis joins us with another look at traffic, all that on the way. The 8 o'clock hour. Sunrise starts here in just over 3 minutes.